We play
Hello.
Dungeons and Dragons.
We play Dungeons and
That is what we do. Um. Yeah. We play Dungeons and Dragons. Hello, Twitch.
Hello,
Hi,
rubbish
Twitch.
robots
Hello,
from the dawn of
Twitch.
time.
Chthon
Beach.
Bingo. It's coming up soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, I just got suddenly distracted. All right, what were we up to last week?
We fought
Oh.
some fucked up bears.
Yeah.
Some real
Also, this
fucked up
week is probably
bears.
going to be a shorter session. We are going to end around between 7:30 and 8. Tonight.
Yep.
Just a shorter game for y'all. All right. Yeah. So, fought some fucked up bears.
We were looking for Yvain.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Who
Dark
is
Season
Jan's
Beasts.
mentor.
Yes, and we did find her. She almost died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Willow.
I almost died.
Yeah,
Willow
Willow
almost
was
died.
scouting.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't get that low, but I could have.
you
If I wasn't
experienced
careful,
fear.
I could have
Yeah,
gotten that low.
And then there was that insanity thing that was happening. That's what you're talking
And I
about,
also
isn't
could have
it?
gone
That was-
insane.
yes,
But I didn't.
Didn't do either of those things.
I am
Congratulations.
intact and still sound of
Sane.
mind. There we go.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah.
I did it. I lived.
3 of us killed 4 Dark Season Beasts. I have like half a page of combat notes just because it's habit at this point. I don't even keep track of total damage we do with these things anymore. And then what we went into the cave, found symbols on the wall.
And
I
on
think.
the floor. We found the symbol of heart on the floor.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
floor
Yeah.
there was a symbol of heart, god of the Eaten, who is
Ears
now
of
the
a
beast at
rabbit.
the end of the world.
Mhm.
Yes. And on the walls there were like cave paintings that sort of depicted the life and part of the culture of these people of these bears who used to be people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
these
then
fucked up
we found-
bears.
Yeah, and we found some fucked up magic items that we don't know exactly what they do.
And we the characters don't know they're fucked up magic
We don't
items,
know
just we the
anything
players,
about them.
because they
Yeah.
have names like Ring of Fasting and Skin
The
Pouch.
skin
Yeah.
pouch. I mean, we can kind of tell that
I
they
think-
might be bad because we found them where we found them.
I think
Mhm.
yeah, I think the characters do have an idea that maybe these are fucked up magic items.
Well, so maybe, but
Yeah.
Not exactly in what
these
way.
are, apart from
Yeah.
potions, these are the first magic items our characters have really
Yes.
encountered.
Yeah.
Journey might know they're fucked up magic items because his mom spent a lot of time crafting magic items, and so maybe he just grew up around her work, but I don't know that for certain.
Journey's mom, purveyor of fucked up magic items.
Oh, I do know. I did.
Time
I
to-
mean, we know that they are magic, and what kind of magic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know vaguely what
detect
kind of magic
magic.
they are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. What kinds of
Yeah.
magic were they?
The bags are conjuration, the ring is abjuration, and the boots are enchantment.
Vaguely.
Or is what I wrote
Vaguely.
down.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Yeah. Vaguely.
And then we did a leave. We took out the body of the unconscious Yvain. We took the magic items,
And it's
which were under a massive pile of bones with a symbol of Lakra behind them.
yes, the glyph of a skull with
although
closed
we don't know
eyes.
it's the symbol of Lakra.
We don't know that that's what that is.
Yeah, we have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I have here in my notes the heart and the symbol, and then the symbol of Lakra in parentheses. So that's how I'm letting myself know what I, the character, know and what I, the player, know.
Yeah.
I just don't write it down if I don't know it.
Understandable. Yeah. So
Because then it's
we
authentic. Because then I forget what is going on.
we
Time
are gonna
to
jump back in. Um, that evening, the sun is gonna go
almost sunset.
down soon. Yeah, it's almost sunset, and it
And
will
we
be
don't know
dark.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
It will be dark before you can get to Yvain's house, or back, or
Yeah.
even back to the village. It would be darker. The three of you are there, still wounded from battle,
Mm-hmm.
with the body, with the alive but unconscious body of Yvain. What do you do?
I mean,
Well,
is it worth it to take the risk of trying to go back just to save Jan the fear for one night? They'll know
No.
that we're all right in the morning when we get back. I can even, if we're really wanting to let them know, I can, in the morning, prepare a spell that will allow me to send a message. But I think in the long run,
it is foolish to risk our safety for someone else's comfort.
I think
Yeah.
ultimately they'll be happier having us alive and having worried them than dead and having tried to get back to them.
Yeah.
Jan has lived here a long time and knows the dangers of going out at night and might fear for us, but hopefully will know better than to go plunging into the dark of night just because we haven't returned.
That. Ellie, how likely do we think that that is?
You know, no idea. Um, I'm hoping very slim.
Okay.
I
One
like
moment.
Journey said, was that Auric one moment or Journey one moment?
Yeah, sorry, I'll be right back. I apologize.
No worries.
Okay.
You can keep going. It'll be okay for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Journey said, they've lived here for a while. They probably know better. Besides, if they tried to come out here and find us, I would kill them myself.
Okay. Well, I can make us safe for the night
How?
with my thing. Hold up.
Your thing.
I have a thing.
Willow is a
It's a
thing.
new thing. I have
Willow
a
has
new
a
thing.
thing.
I can make a sort of bubble of sorts that should it won't I mean we should probably still keep watch, but uh at 6th level I can create a hearth of moonlight and shadow. During a short or long
Whoa.
rest, you can invoke the shadowy power of blah 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 blah
I'm
blah.
back.
At the start of the rest, you touch a point in the space and an invisible 30-foot radius sphere of magic appears centered on that point. Total cover blocks the sphere. While within the sphere, you and your allies gain a +5 bonus to Dex and Wisdom, so stealth and perception, and checks, and any light from open flames in the sphere isn't visible outside it.
Wow.
Ooh, what's this?
I have a thing. I can make a
Yes.
30-foot radius sphere that gives us total cover and
Yeah.
a plus
What's it
5
called?
to stealth and perception.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
What is it
Yeah.
called again?
Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'm gonna do that.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. You set up. Describe to me how you make your hearth. This is the first time you're doing it.
Okay. So it says home can be wherever you are. So Willow's going to without explaining what she's doing, she's just going to start doing it. So it probably looks a little funny. She's going to walk around and grab a bunch of leaves and pile them together. So she has a pile of leaves. and she's gonna sit next to the pile of leaves, and she's just gonna like think about home. And she's thinking about, are there like fireflies out
Uh, roll a luck
just for
check.
flavor?
Roll a luck check.
Okay. Where are my dice? That's a die. That's a 5.
No.
Damn it. All right.
Sorry,
so
I was gonna
that
make it
flavor
like
isn't there.
really easy, like double digits, and you got it, but okay.
Yeah, she thinks about fireflies and she thinks about the mist, and she's got the pile of leaves because the smell of like crushed autumn leaves is what the woods smell like all the time. So she's sitting there in her pile of leaves thinking about the woods. And I think like a sort of mist starts to swirl up around her, just like slowly seeping out of the ground, in a 30-foot radius sphere, until it completely obscures where she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the entire 30-foot radius sphere is covered in like a mini. That's kind of fun for flavor, because like the woods are like protected by layers of the mist magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like a mini
Yeah.
version of home, a mini version of the magic that Onfallen does.
I think it
That's
really
real
is.
cool.
In the book, it says it's the gloaming court,
Mm.
but yeah,
It can be whatever you want.
yeah,
That's the fun part of a fantasy world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
Willow, you weave this magic, and your friends look on, and yeah, you've got this bubble set up for the night. Any conversations you would like to have before you move into watches?
Well,
Well-
first of all,
Mm-hmm.
that was amazing, Willow.
Thank you. I just figured out how to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I can make mist, special mist, just like Unfallen.
Oh,
I used to ask them how they did that. I don't think they ever did it consciously necessarily. I think it just sort of happened, and I mean, I guess they fix it on purpose when there's a hole in it, which has only happened the one time. But yeah, I used to ask them how they did magic. There was never really any actual teaching of it. They used to say it's just a feeling that you have to tap into. And I never really understood that. I didn't used to really get it, but I think I'm starting to. I just sort of thought about home, and now it's a little bubble of home.
I like this. We've got a nice little shrouding mist around us to sleep in at night at the wilderness, like something from
Yeah.
a fairy tale.
This is very
Hey,
cool.
fairy tale. It is literally fairies.
It is literally fairies.
It's a human tale. It's
Are humans a myth?
Not in this
You're
world.
Just
In
I
like
know.
my
Have
in
we
one of
ever
my
met
other
a human
settings.
character?
You met the
human
dead
tail.
king.
Humans don't have tails.
Oh, right. We met.
I don't know if
Humans
you
are
met
a
any other.
creature that existed long ago.
Humans are not particularly common. They're way more common than in one of my other settings where they were hunted by Endermen.
Oh,
But that's another story. Humans are just like not in a lot of places. It's just orcs. It's all orcs.
It's just orcs.
understandable.
That makes it so much more absurd that Willow was like, I'm gonna go find the orcs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anyway,
I'm gonna go find the orcs. And that's where my mom will be. Have you ever met an orc? Have you ever met an orc woman?
It's
She's kind of strong and has tusks and is green.
Ah,
God.
yeah.
Only about every other person in this goddamn metropolis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good.
All right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Journey is going to. We're going to build up a fire, obviously,
Yeah.
and Journey will. I mean, he'll occasionally tap into conversation, but what he's going to do, he's going to sit down and he's going to take out a few sheets of paper and an ink pen, and he's going to begin writing a letter.
Yep.
And it'll take him a little less than an hour to do. After which he will take some. He will say he takes out some sealing wax and is about to start sealing it before he looks at the two of you and says, I'm going to send a letter to a mentor of mine from hell, and I have drafted it, but I'd be happy to share it with the two of you if there's anything you'd prefer me to remove from it simply because of trust matters or possible interception. I'd be happy to edit it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
And
Boy.
I can read this aloud because I like reading my own work. It's
Yeah.
2 pages long.
Go ahead.
And that way
Sure.
people on Twitch can hear it.
Yeah.
So, the letter is addressed to Marquis Niberius, commander of the 19 legions of hell under King Balaam. It says, Dear Marquis Niberius, I shall of course be happy to join you for a drink and for a game when next I return to hell. But with the news you send to me in addition to those things which I have experienced in the past few weeks, I suspect I shall be unable to return for some time. Ammon and their plans are the responsibility of the Order of Desolation, for they work against the better interest of hell. Thus it is my task, mine and my brethren's, to find Ammon and stop, undermine, convert, or kill them, though none of these things are easy tasks. As such, the information conveyed in your previous letter was most welcome, if troubling, for it aided me in my search. Knowing that Ammon and their servant are searching for a fairy wellspring, knowing that either finding it would result in a permanent fairy Chthon connection, knowing that neither that either, it's probably going to be either of them, sorry, I'm editing while I'm doing this. Knowing that either of them finding it would result in a permanent fairy Chthon connection, I have been searching for the servant of Ammon frequently in my travels. However, I would like to pick your brain regarding certain experiences that I have not the wisdom to untie. I believe I mentioned my two companions, El and Will. While in hell, various demons showed an unhealthy interest in my friend Will, for they have fairy blood in them, and that was expected. Will is searching for their mother, Sar, and that is part of the reason they travel with us. The three of us have discovered that El's mother, Ray, used to adventure with Will's long ago, and since leaving hell, we have learned that contrary to what El had thought, their mother was alive, and have been searching for Will's mother. Further, it seemed that Ray had forgotten her children existed and much of her past. We have followed several clues and have recently found Ray, who we have ascertained cannot remember anything since her last adventuring days, save a memory of a disaster and fire. She recalled people setting the fire, and among them was a large person with a bird face who stuck out like a red brand. I am sure you will share my assumption that this was the Marquis Ammon. This makes me incredibly uneasy, for what purpose could they have had with her? What makes this matter worse is that using my hell sight, I have espied a thin column of hellfire, hell's magic, within the woman Ray. It stretches from near her chest up towards halfway through the back of her throat. I can tell that it is a hidden spell, meant to be nearly undetectable. Indeed, when my companion Will did a scan for any magic, they detected nothing upon Ray's person. I fear many things. I fear that Ammon has placed a block upon her memory. I fear she has made a demon contract and cannot remember it. I fear Ammon has placed a geese upon her soul. I fear that she is currently naught but a puppet for someone else's will. I fear someone spies through her eyes. I fear anything and everything, for I have not the knowledge or skill to determine what that hellfire is.
Some sort of a big
My
bird?
instinct.
Sorry. I
Let him
had
finish.
to.
My instinct is to have one of my companions dispel the spell, but I am afraid to do that before I know what it does. I worry that dispelling it or an attempt at dispelling it will alert Amon at an attempted tampering. Please, my dear Nabarius, give me your wisdom. I have not the knowledge nor the experience to know the correct course of action here. I cannot tell what the magic is, or what to do about it, for though trained in subtlety, when afraid I go through things, not around them. If I do not receive a message from you soon I shall, of course, attempt to use my own judgment. The only happy tidings I have is that I am more certain in my assumption of who Amon's mortal servant is. For the night of the fire at El's house, Amon was with Ray, and an old adventuring companion of Ray's, Nal, attacked and taunted El. When I walked into hell for the swearing of my oaths, we saw Nal exiting hell. I believe this Nal to be Amon's servant. I feel uncertain in these times, for my companions have deep family connections only recently discovered, and my vocation leads me to them and to their families. Yet before we met, we knew none of this. I was wrong. Yet before we met, we knew none of this. I feel as though we have been woven together by the threads of fate, and we have experienced other strange conditions together. I dislike not being the master of my own fate, and yet we all prefer having met the alternative. And yet we all prefer having met to the alternative. As I'm sure you've divined, I have used slight pseudonyms for any mortals in this letter, for I know not who might be watching either on your end or mine. Codes are useful, especially for the servant. As they say in my home city, never are Rothgar's lengthy intentions manageable. I know you have much business of your own to attend to, and I would not call you away from it except in need. And though we are friends, I would not trust that alone in this hour of need. And so I say that if you can discover the possible means and purpose of the spell, or confirmation as to the identity or location of Amon's servant, I will happily owe you a favor. Such is my need. I wish you happy tidings, clear thought, and successful ventures. Best, Zoraeus, Count of Hell under King Vinea, Illrigger of the Order of Desolation under command of Duke Elagos.
Thank you.
Oh dear,
Ooh.
no applause.
It was very
out of
good.
out of character. I really
Mhm.
like that it's Elle and Will because
Me too.
both of those names are already nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's very good.
I can't remember if Journey got filled in on Willow's name being not Willow while we were in hell, right?
Yeah.
Not in
I don't
hell.
think he knew.
I
Not in
think you
hell.
told them when you went to the Singing Wood.
You told
No.
Ellie.
I told Ellie in
Oh.
the Singing Wood, but Journey was. I thought Journey. I think what
Oh,
would
right,
happen
Journey
is
was
I
with
was not sure if I
Unbalanced.
was supposed to sign my actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to sign
Yeah, it is.
legal documents and you're like, wait.
I don't actually know whether Journey knows or not. Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna bring it up in character so that you do know.
all right. Yeah.
Hold up.
Long letter.
Wow.
I mean, it sounds fine to me. You've kept it suitably vague, but also specific.
Such was my intent.
The names are fun.
Well, yes.
You know, Journey. So Willow isn't actually my name.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, you know what? Here, I think I already told Ellie back in the Singing Wood, but just so we're all on the same page, because we know your name as well, Zoraeus. But my true name is Alanis.
I thank you for your trust. I know it is a matter of vulnerability. Names are powerful things. Even without the power of a name, however, I felt the need to obscure the names for any mortal searchers, not for the power, but for knowledge, for people you have introduced yourself to as Willow, for people
Fair
who would know
enough.
you as Willow.
That makes
Perhaps it
sense.
will not be enough to dissuade them, but if they're asking for Elle and Will rather than Ellie and Willow, it may dissuade any mortal searchers.
How are you going to send this letter? How does that work?
Like this. And Journey folds up the letter, heats up some sealing wax, uses his family's signet, his signet ring to close it, and then gestures to the fire with a quick moment, and it turns a blazing deep blood red.
Yo.
And he tosses the letter into the fire.
Excuse me?
The letter burns up very rapidly, more rapidly than paper usually would. And once the letter is fully gone, the fire returns to its normal color.
So
What the fuck?
how do what is the reverse of that process?
Remarkably similar. Someone in hell signs a letter and addresses it to me directly. They toss it into a red flame, and it will appear near me. I have woken up several nights to find a letter on my bedside table.
What happens if you just don't notice it?
Then the
What if
letter
you're like
will
what if
remain
you're
there.
on the road and you don't stop while they send the message and it just appears like if you're on a horse and it just appears behind you and just ends up in the road?
Well, it is designed to catch attention or to be upon your person. When sleeping, it appears at a bedside table. When traveling, it appears in one's gear or in one's pockets. It is simply it comes to me, assuming of course it is properly addressed. Any
Mhm.
vagary in address is liable to be incredibly less accurate.
So that's why you put your full title.
Well, yes, although that is merely courteous, as the title that I need to perfect is the one I'm sending it to, that of Nabarius.
I see.
And you, at the end, you mentioned that you would owe Niberius a favor.
Yes,
Item that is that a big deal for Hell?
it is my way of offering a very small deal. It is not a deal for a soul or for servitude or anything like that, but it is a little bit of a big deal. It is
It's open ended.
Nabarius collects favors for
Ah,
many things. He is, well, I suppose. I have a hard time shedding my upbringing. They
Demons
have a
don't care.
hard
Demons literally don't care. You can do whatever.
rewind.
You're all good.
Nabarius is known across all hells as one of the wisest and most foresighted demons in existence. He has no ability to see the future, but keeps close counsel with those who do. He has never had an uprising against his position. It is commonly thought amongst the demons there that he could have been a king or a duke by now if he had attempted it. But once he reached his current position, he stopped and has not made any attempt at gaining higher rank for, I think, 2 or 3 centuries.
how
He
quickly does he usually
collects.
write back?
Oh, I don't know. he. I don't imagine. I took a while to respond to his letter, but that is part of the reason of the included favor, because that will lend him my sense of urgency. I expect a letter within the week at very most. Perhaps a little longer, but if he is feeling incredibly efficient or inclined, I might receive it tomorrow.
Well, I suppose we better go to sleep then.
Well, yes.
If Nemo is feeling particularly inclined, efficient or inclined.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow, not as in waking
Yeah.
up tomorrow. Like he might send it sometime tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's
I know how it goes.
it is Nemo. You decide when you're ready.
It's gonna
And
happen when it's
Jess,
gonna happen.
could you spell that name for me, because I'm
Alanis?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, and I guess the full name is technically hold up. Where's the there it is. That's the wrong thing.
All right. Who is taking first watch?
I will.
Oh.
Oh. Simultaneous.
All right.
Who's
Somebody
I
roll
will cede
perception.
the pleasure.
And you get a +5.
Oh shit! I'll go.
+5 or advantage?
You gain a +5
Okay.
Shit. All right.
on top of whatever your normal thing is.
It's not very much, so that's helpful. And we'll see how my dice like me tonight. All right. Do 12.
Okay.
With the +5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Starting out strong.
Okay. I think Ellie, you are pretty stressed out.
Distracted, if you will.
Pretty stressed out and distracted. But besides, I think you pace a lot. But nothing happens in your watch. All right. Journey, you're up next.
Yes, I am. +5, you says?
Yep.
Ah.
And perception check. Come on. That's much better, because the die roll was a 12 already, so that makes it 12 plus 6, 18.
Okay, we will resolve that in a moment. Willow,
Oh dear.
you
Oh.
are asleep.
Oh.
Oh no.
Don't make me
And
fight my double again.
you're not going to fight your double. I promise
Okay.
you that.
Oh no.
Okay. I was looking at my spell sheet.
I'm gonna mute myself.
You hear an unfamiliar voice ask you for a hand with something. It's a small task. You can do it very easily. And you do. And then somebody else is asking for another small thing. Again, something entirely within your power to help with. And then it's another person. And then it's more than one at once. And then it's 100, and then it's 1,000, and then it almost feels like it's everyone. And you know that you have to help them, because what are you going to do? You've made some sort of promise that you can't quite remember, or maybe them asking you is you making the promise to help them even by them coming and asking you for help. You have to help them, but there's so many. There's so many of them, and there's only one of you. So you do everything. You rush around the world to help all of these people. And you start to feel hungry
Yep.
Yeah.
in the pit of your stomach. There starts to be an emptiness, and the people are getting louder. They keep asking you for things, and you haven't stopped, and you haven't slept, and you haven't eaten. And you're in a body that has to stop and sleep and eat, and you are so hungry. Feels like you are getting empty, and all that there is the noise, and you hear your stomach start to growl. Journey, you hear Willow muttering in her sleep. Um, and you hear it's not like it's a reasonably loud growl. You hear Willow's stomach growl, but you know that you've like had food before you went to bed. The noise keeps coming, Willow. It keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And you're just so hungry. Yeah, Journey, that's what happens during your watch.
Okay.
Okay.
When my watch is over, I'll wake Willow for her watch and hand her a jerky.
Yeah, Willow,
If I can.
Journey shakes you awake, and you,
Huh. Ooh,
you're hungry.
um,
Not like starving, but you're hungry.
um, I take the jerky and I eat it, and I think Willow looks a little bit like shell shocked, like a little disturbed. Um, I I just had a weird dream, and
Those
not
are
in a
hardly in short supply among us.
not in a fight your double way. In a um um. I'll tell you about it in the morning. I think.
Hmm.
Roll perception.
Okay. Hold up. $15.
I think Willow is a little not like jumpy, but like sensitive to sound right now. And
Mm-hmm.
you think that you hear there are woods noises in the woods, and I think that freaks Willow out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, there's woods noises. You know, sometimes there's
In
woods
the
noises
woods?
in the woods. Um, yeah, but nothing happens, and it's everyone wakes up in the morning. How long does your hearth last, or do you have to dismiss it?
And vanishes at the end of the rest or when you leave the sphere.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah, so you wake up.
Now I get to erase all of these used up abilities.
Oh, yes. We are back to full health.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm shedding some spells. As a note, as some fun little thing, I'm preparing the spell Goodberry, which I've never prepared before because it's pretty useless. But I am preparing it, and Willow is just sort of like staring off into space,
Mm.
eating berries.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
uh, fuck
I
you!
don't-
I don't like that laugh.
Hee hee.
No, neither do I.
Neither do I.
Let's rise up. Vive la revolution.
Against the DM? That's a bad idea.
Gonna kick me out of the Discord call.
Yeah. This is our campaign now.
This is our campaign now. Oh god. I imagine Ellie notices Willow just sort
Yeah.
of shaken. Taps her on the shoulder.
Ah. Hi.
Hi. Are you okay?
No. I had a very strange dream last night.
Uh-huh.
And Will sort of like looks back at the cave kind of nervously.
Okay.
Actually, can I tell you both later when we're back, when we're safe?
Yeah, sure.
Everyone make a perception check for me.
Jesus.
Okay.
The dome is dropped.
Dome is
Hold
dropped.
on.
Yep.
It was dropped.
Dome is dropped.
14.
And actually, one of the first things I'm gonna do after I make berries is I'm gonna want to send an animal messenger, because I did prepare that this time, to go just tell Jan, hey, we're not dead.
Yeah, okay.
We're
You can
on
do
our
that.
way.
That's not a problem.
Oh, it rolled right off the table. 11.
15. Or 16.
Journey?
And mine, again, was 14.
Oh, yeah. You did say that. 15. Ellie and Journey, I think you notice there are there's like at least there's like 2 more sets of Dark Season Beast tracks that sort of skirted around the edge of your bubble
Okay.
and went
Are
into
they-
the cave.
Okay.
I think we made a good choice last night.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you say they were going into the cave?
Into the cave. Yep.
Okay. Cool. We ready to go?
Well, are we going to just have one person at a time throw this? Is Yvain showing any signs of gaining consciousness?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yvain is pretty fucked up.
Okay.
That's fine.
No,
Yeah.
Yvain
Just
is pretty fucked up.
So are
Okay.
we going to take turns throwing this one over our shoulders, or are we going to
Ye-
construct a stretcher of some kind?
Did you take the magic items? I actually don't know.
Yes, we did. We
Okay,
took them outside.
you did take them.
Right. Yeah, we
Put
did.
your vein in the skin bag.
No!
No.
The skin
no,
pouch
no,
is
no,
too small.
I'm kidding.
It just looks like red.
Red
It just looks
cloth.
like red velvet or something, right?
It's just
like,
it's not actually that
smooth red.
big. It's like it's like purse
Does it
size.
just look like leather?
No,
Mm.
it looks more like a cotton. More like a cloth.
Weird.
Hmm.
Weird.
I mean, Journey likes red.
Interesting. Yeah.
Just a dyed cloth.
Technically, any leather bag is a skin pouch.
Yeah.
Technically.
This one's not made of leather.
True.
The skin pouch is
Okay.
not made of leather.
All right.
Oh God.
All right.
So yeah, actually, we didn't do this before. Journey is going to open it and see if there's
No,
anything inside.
Oh God.
Okay, let me actually take a look.
All right.
He's gonna do it away from the other two, just in case, Eldritch Horror. But
Do you
Oh my God.
Do you reach inside or do you just open it?
No, I just open it.
Looks empty.
Cool. He's gonna close it again.
All right.
Cool. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we could construct a stretcher, I guess, but
I would rather go as soon as possible.
I can shoulder your vein
Yvain
for most of it.
is pretty light. Again, kind of
Yeah.
like Jan, more like wiry muscle than bulk muscle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can shoulder your vein for most of it.
All right then.
Group strength check. DC 15.
Okie dokie.
I'm strongish.
Yeah, that's a 12.
Except I rolled a 2.
I got a 15.
Okay.
So slowed
It
is what I'm
takes
assuming.
it takes you a while. You actually get what kind of animal, Willow? Do you think that you wanted to, or did you want to send Yarrow?
I did. I left Yarrow.
Oh, you're right. You left Yarrow. Right. I remember that.
Let me just check the wording on this spell. I think it's supposed to be like a little bird. Hold up.
Birdie.
It could be a little bird.
Animal messenger. Choose a tiny beast you can see within range, such as a squirrel, a blue jay, or a bat. You
I
specify
think-
location, which you must
No.
have visited. You also speak
Sorry.
a message of up to 25 words.
Yeah, I think that it was probably more like a squirrel.
Ha! It it replicates the sound of your voice. Can it be can it be like a mockingbird?
Yes, it can be a mockingbird.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, you are about you're about a little over halfway there. And you hear some heavy breathing and steps coming up the path, and Willow, your mockingbird, flies out and twitters at you, and then flies off, and then Jan comes around the corner, a little bit out of breath, but relieved. And they see Yvain.
Oh, there. What is the capital of
Yeah.
Assyria? No.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
We're allowed.
Yeah, we are allowed. We're back.
Or rather, we're on our way there. Did you run all the way here? We were coming there on our own.
I had been up in the once the sun came up, I started to go on my way. I knew it was likely that you had chosen to camp rather than come back in the night, but I had to check. I had been running a bit, only a little, but
You thought we died? Thought you had a little bit more faith in us than that.
no,
I'm just kidding. We gotta get
yes,
we gotta get
yes.
Yvain
And
some help.
Jan will help you carry Yvain.
Okay.
Yeah. You make your way back down to Yvain's cabin. Do you stay at the cabin, or do you keep going down to the village?
Is there
I
a
feel like we should take them to the village.
yeah? Is there a medic in this town, Jan?
I mean, I have spells.
Well, you have healing spells, but this isn't just pure healing, right? This is
Right. I do
yeah.
also have lesser restoration. Does it look like that's something that could have? Like, are they
It might.
Is she poisoned?
No.
My
Sometimes sometimes you get kidnapped by big bears and you're like a little concussed and like have blood loss.
Okay. I'll let
My
somebody else deal with that.
I don't know who else lives in the village, Jan, but I know that my mom has a bit of a medicinal background. She
Oh,
might be able to
right.
help.
I'm
Potions
sorry.
maker.
That would be
She's got a little bit in there.
if we need a physician, we usually head further down. We don't have too much need, and it's not too far a journey, but we can take Yvain to see your mother first.
Yeah.
If she's stable now, then at least she'll be able to make it to the medic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you head down into the village.
So I forgot something, which
Yes.
was that Willow and Journey didn't exactly have time to tell Ellie about
Yep.
Nope.
about Hellfire. So
Yep.
Ellie doesn't know.
so
Oh,
Ellie
shit.
reading that Hellfire line in Journey's
Oh yeah.
letter probably
Hmm.
would have raised some
Oh.
questions.
Right.
So probably
Then
Rewind,
last
rewind,
night
rewind.
we
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
either that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Or Journey mentioned it before he had you guys read the letter.
Yeah.
Either
Or
if he was smart enough to
or
remember
Ellie
that.
just decided to keep his questions to himself for now.
I mean, we can
Okay,
just,
I mean, what do we want to do?
we can just say
What do you
that
think?
Journey.
Claude, do you think Ellie would have kept his questions to himself?
Oh God, would he? That's a good question.
Here's the thing. Journey was always planning to explain something to Ellie. Just it's just a matter of did Journey remember? So before that, did Journey remember? What do we say? Like what's a good DC for this Nemo? It's just gonna be intelligence.
luck check.
I think it's just a luck check.
Oh, for
I think
Sorry,
it's just.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Just. Yeah. I think it's a 12. It's a 12 through 20 luck check.
16.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It was explained.
So
Ellie may have more questions, but
yeah,
knows at least knew what was going on.
yeah, slight rewind. There's Hellfire magic. I'm seeing it with my hell sight. It's meant to be hidden. We don't know what the hell it does. It's damn it. It's scary, and obviously you told us about Amon, so maybe Amon did something to her. Not super sure what the hell's going on, which is why I'm writing this letter to my friend Nabarius, which I just showed to you, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And Willow can't detect the magic. It's hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Journey has theories, but basically all it is he's seen a thin column of fire inside Ellie's mother, and he doesn't know what it does except that it's supposed to hide itself.
Yep. That's what you know.
I think that we can resolve Ellie's reaction to that later. Because he definitely had a reaction.
Yeah.
But for the moment, he needs to process.
Yeah.
So we can address that. We can address that later.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, you make it back down to the village. There are some people about. They seem shocked to see Vane sort of slumped over in between Ellie and Jan. And some of the people are asking Jan what happened, and they're just muttering about the Dark Season beasts. And there's a little bit of town gossip. Jan is able to maneuver around it and get you guys into Krisha's house. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to pick up my bird and just start like petting it.
Oh.
I think Revena stands up. Like Revena is in the dining room again, and just stands up when you all come in, and strides over and just looks over you all, and like there's a moment where Ellie, you think that she would hug you, but she doesn't. Yeah.
God damn it. Ouch. We need some help. She needs some help.
Rivena's eyes flick to Yvain. She's like, all right, let's set her down. Carisha, can I use the spare mat? And Carisha nods, and there's a small sort of bedroll in the corner of the room. Looks like this might be where Revena was, at least in the beginning. It's a small house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lays Yvain down. Starts to take a look. She'll make a medicine check.
Can we
No.
help her by telling her what we've experienced?
Yeah.
What happened to you, Vane?
Yeah, give her advantage.
Sweet.
That's a nat 20.
Yeah.
With advantage, that's a nat 20.
Love those.
It's a nat 20 for Revena.
Woo!
Yeah, she asks, she looks over very methodically, and Ellie, you get a sense of deja vu as she, starts listing out, she has some ingredients on her, but she starts listing out a couple of things that she'll need, and it sort of like seems like she's like subconsciously listing them out to Ellie, but she's definitely done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can make,
Oh.
if you can get all of those, we can get her up and walking tomorrow.
Jan, do you know where we could find any of that?
Yes.
Here?
Yes, we can. A safer place than up the mountain.
I
Great.
think Willow has gone outside, by the way.
With
Oh, yeah.
with what's the bird's name? Why can't I remember?
Yarrow.
Yarrow.
Willow
Yarrow
has
and
taken
Willow.
Yarrow and just sort of gone outside. And I'm
Yeah.
casting Beast Bond on my bird so I can talk to my bird.
Okay. What do you say to your bird?
Nothing in particular, just sort of like rambling, lighthearted stuff. Willow's a little shooken up. I just want to, like, she's not super talkative. She just wants to be able to have the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long does Beast Bond
She's
last?
not really saying much of anything. She just wants to be able to have the ability to talk to the bird.
How long does that last?
It's a good question. I'm actually checking.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Beast Bond. It's a telepathic link, which is why I'm specifically choosing that and not speak with animals. Up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it can telepathically communicate simple emotions back to me. So I think what Willow is doing is more emotions. Therapy bird. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, just continue. I just wanted to
I
interject
have
that
to make
Willow
a luck
went
check
outside.
to see, because if
don't
Yarrow is hungry, what's that gonna do to Willow? That's the thing.
The question about that: am I still hungry after having my berries and jerky? No, that went away.
You're just hungry when you woke up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll to see if Yarrow is hungry. Yeah. Yarrow's hungry.
I shut that link off real quick.
It's about 3/4 of the way through. It's not all the way in, but like Yarrow is you feel Yarrow listening and giving sort of some soothing responses back and sort of into your shoulder. But then seems like Yara might have smelled food, and now you just get that you get that sense of want and hunger, and you turn the link off.
Yeah.
Yarrow just blinks at you.
I sort of like robotically, like methodically, just like go into my bag, grab my bird food, and hand it to him, feed it to him, and then just sort of sit there.
Roll animal hand. No, you don't have to roll animal handling. You were just communicating with your bird. This is fine. This
Thank
is
you.
a thing you can do. Yeah. I think probably at this point, Ellie, Jan motions for Ellie. Yeah, Ellie to come outside. Journey, what are you up to?
Journey is going to go up to the posted sign exterior talking about the reward for the Dark Season Beast's ears,
Mm-hmm.
and see if it says there where to return the ears to get the reward. Because he's got four sets of Dark Season Beast ears that he wants to redeem.
Yep.
Pragmatism before all else.
Yeah. It's a little ways. It says to claim the bounty at the lawkeeper's office. Which I think you saw. It's a little ways. It's about like 10 minutes down the path from the village itself. And it's sort of pretty much like everything else. It's like a storefront in the front and a house in the back. But yeah, you can go and see the lawkeeper. Let me see. Yeah, you can go up to the lawkeeper.
I'll
Lawkeeper's office. Yeah.
find the office. I'll enter and I'll
Yeah.
say, good day to you. There's a sign posted outside in the center of town about bounties on Dark Season Beast ears. My companions and I slayed a few, and I'm here to collect the bounty. And he will get the wrapped up cloth with different sets of ears, and he won't unwrap it yet unless the lawkeeper wants to see them, in which case he will. But he will wait until there aren't common people just there to see severed ears.
There's actually nobody in the lawkeeper's office when you go in. Besides, there is a there's a half orc, half halfling person sitting in what must be a tall office chair because the desk is like regular person height, and they're sitting up with their feet crossed on the desk, and they look to be like half asleep when you come in. The door closes and like, hello, how can I help you?
Jordan just kind of gives a small sigh. I'm here to collect the bounty on some Dark Season Beast ears.
Some. Well, I mean, some could be two.
Yes,
You took on Dark Seasons by yourself.
not by myself. I'm just here to collect the bounty.
Nah,
And he will
doesn't matter to me.
lay down the cloth and reveal 4 sets of Dark Season Beast ears.
Yeah. Lawkeeper takes a look and says, all right, I'll take these. I mean, unless you want them. Do you want them? I don't think these are good for anything. That's
Neither
why
do
we don't
I.
That's why we asked for the ears and not like the other stuff. All right,
Yeah.
I'll take them.
And if any of my companions want ears for any possible reason, I'm sure we can acquire some more.
I don't think
so.
so.
It's up to you whether you want to go back and tangle with the Dark Season beasts again. That's none of my business. It would
Yeah,
be good for
Journey
me, but
doesn't keep him.
not my business. Yeah, Ishwar, the lawkeeper, heads back into like a side room and comes out with 40 gold for you.
Cool.
Just all right. Yeah,
Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
just said cheers.
Okay.
Ishwar, the lawkeeper, just said cheers.
Yeah, Journey will just tap his finger to his forelock and then head out.
All right. Yeah, Ellie and Jan are outside, and Willow is there too. I think you all sort of convene outside of Revena's house at the same time. I think
Willow's
actually
just
Journey
sort of sitting.
it takes Journey a little bit longer. But yeah.
I think Willow may have gone like around to the back of the house.
Oh, okay. So I think Ellie, I think Willow then. Jan will ask Ellie, we can go. It won't take too long. Would you like to gather your friends, or we can just go?
I think we can just go. I think Willow's a little shaken. I think she needs a little bit of time.
All right. I think you run into Journey on your way back because it's sort of down. It's down the mountain path a little bit, not as far as the lawkeeper's office, but a little bit of a ways down. And there's like a little winding path where you get to this small field. Ellie, roll a. What do you think this should be? Medicine, nature, or survival?
Ooh, that's a good question. Give me 1 second.
You will be doing this with advantage because Jan is helping you.
Okay.
I would say go with what you're proficient in because you should be proficient.
Yeah, I was gonna say survival.
Yeah.
Because that is proficient. That's my proficiency. So you said with advantage because of Jan?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go. Natural 20.
Woohoo! Ooh, that's major.
Oh God.
It's a good one. It's a natural 20. You're fine. Don't worry.
I know. It's just. I know. No, I know that.
Oh shit! This is a fun one.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a fun one. I will put it in the chat. Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
Ellie gets to do a vibe check.
Yes.
Ellie gets to do a vibe check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the stay up all night?
You get to stay up all night without any consequences.
Oh shit.
You're just like
That's
really
fucking
awake.
awesome.
And you get to stay up all
Okay.
night, and then you can cast vibe check because you've been awake all night. Your eyes have been opened. Vibe check. But that'll be resolved once we do nighttime.
That's awesome.
What was I saying?
Thank you.
You are able to very quickly gather the materials that Revna has asked for. Again, sort of deja vu hits you.
Yeah.
Jan's gonna make an insight check. Ooh, oh boy, it was bad.
Oh.
You know what? It's so bad that that it's actually so bad that Young gets kind of quiet. Young gets kind of quiet. Looks a little awkward.
Oh.
Doesn't say anything, but like looks just
Awkward.
got more awkward.
Oh shit. God damn it. I don't have time for this.
Hey, you don't have to do anything about this.
I know.
This is just a yawn problem. This is just Jan's problem for rolling a nat 1.
Oh no. Yeah, Ellie probably doesn't say anything. Notices it, but doesn't say
Yeah.
anything.
That's fine. It just, yeah. Yeah, you are able to get back up to the village and to Krisha's house. Journey, do you head back into the house, or you don't? You run into Ellie and Jan on your way up, but you don't see Willow.
If I run into them, then I'll just count out 14 gold and hand it to Ellie, and it says, "Your share of the treasure."
Nice.
And then he'll just walk past.
Yeah.
Unless,
All right, then.
Ellie says something, that's it. He's going back.
No, that's yeah. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, just pockets it, I guess. Great.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry.
All good.
You're good.
What's happening?
Everyone's sort of back at the village.
Mhm. I rolled a natural 20 and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Ellie, you you give the ingredients to Revena, and she smiles and then turns to like go into the kitchen to do her work, and then turns back like she's forgetting to do something, and then turns again. Hey, deja vu goes both ways.
Yeah,
Especially if you've got a
baby.
fucked up memory. And she starts to prepare the potion. It will take a while for things to settle. If we give her the preparations tonight, she should be fine in the morning. You fought with the Dark Season beasts, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. One second.
Oh, good.
I'm in game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one? Pepperoni or cheese? Pepperoni. Sorry, I'm in the middle
You're
of a
fine.
scene. Sorry, my dad was asking if I wanted pizza.
You're all good.
Pepperoni
Sorry.
is delicious.
We'll be finishing up soon.
You're good. Yeah, we did. It was a lot, to say the least, I guess.
Ravena had warned me about them. As far as not Revena, Grisha. I'm Revena. Grisha had warned me about them. As far as she knew, though, it was not their time yet. They are usually awake later.
There was something.
It is interesting. I had found myself restless in the night.
How
And
so?
in a few weeks since, I would have been possibly out of doors. Hearing from you has calmed that.
Oh.
Glad
I could
smiles.
help, I guess.
Like there's little tears. There's like her eyes are a little bit welling with
Oh,
tears. Just a little bit, like not like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Thank you for finding me, Ellie.
Of course.
She pauses in her preparations and reaches to hug you.
Fuck. Hugs her back as gently, but also with gently, but
Yeah.
with feeling.
Mhm. I think you just
Um,
I think you just stand there for a minute, and the hug goes on for a
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
And I think she starts to hum a little lullaby that you remember. Yeah. No, just humming the tune of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything um there's not much to be doing for the rest of this day besides the preparation. Is there
I
any
mean,
conversations?
I still haven't
Um
talked about
Journey's
the
gonna give
dream.
Willow
Ellie,
her
yeah.
13 gold.
mhm.
Ellie wanted to go back and find Willow and just kind of sit with her.
Yeah.
Willow's got like her cape flipped up over her head and is just sort of sitting there with her face in her knees.
Hmm.
I think she's a little
Oh
overwhelmed
yeah, you
from
didn't tell
almost
us.
dying and then also dream.
Did
Mhm.
you tell us about the dream yet?
Not
Don't.
yet.
Mm,
So yeah, I forgot about that. So
yeah.
yeah, Journey will join Ellie in that
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Ellie just kind of
I think
has a
Jan
hand.
goes back up to Yvain's cottage to see what they can do in terms of repairs before she can go back.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're all in the back of Krisha's house.
Ellie just kind of has a hand on either holding Willow's or on her shoulder.
Is Journey there too? Is everybody there?
Yes, he is.
Mm.
He probably comes in a little bit later and just sits down on the ground nearby.
So last night I had sort of a disturbing dream. I was, I think, in this dream, I think I was Heart. I Somebody was asking for help, something small, so I helped them. And then somebody else was asking for help, so I helped them. And then there were more people asking for help, and I kept helping them. And then it was everyone in the world was asking for help, and I had to help them because I had said I would. So how could I not? They needed help, so I was helping them. And then I was I was hungry and empty, and I kept getting emptier and hungrier, and it was so loud. it was it was so loud. Um and then I woke up, and it's still, everything is loud a little bit. And I was hungry when I woke up. I was hungry, and I don't want to feel hungry like that ever. And I tried to talk to Yarrow, and Yarrow was hungry, and she's gonna cast Goodberry again because I think she's been sitting
Oh.
there out there long enough that
Mhm.
she like is starting to get like naturally hungry, and the
Mhm.
minute she starts to feel any sort of hunger freaks her out, and she immediately
Oh,
casts
God.
Goodberry again and just starts eating. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Maybe, I don't know, you tried to talk to the dark season beasts, didn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe it was remnants of that just sort of
They were.
worming its way in your brain.
Hey, Nemo.
Mhm.
You said that there was a noise when I tried to talk to the bears. Is it the same noise? Was it the same noise as I heard in the dream?
Not quite. The noise when you talked to the bears didn't sound. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it was similar. It was more distorted. The noise from the noise from the dream was like slowly this cacophony of people asking for things building up until it wasn't people asking, it wasn't voices, it was just sound. What you got
Mhm.
from the bears was like that, but even more distorted.
Okay. I mean, when I spoke to the beasts, that it was like that, sort of, but worse. I didn't like that either. I almost died yesterday. I could have died yesterday. That hasn't that hasn't happened before. That it's gotten scary like that. And I tried to I when I spoke to the bears, because I actually don't know if Willow's talked about this yet.
I don't think so.
When I spoke to the bears, I shut it off immediately and it didn't work because there was a moment there where I thought I was going to go mad. And the, and they I was there. I was a bat and it was fine, and then one of them hit me and it hurt a lot. And then I was in a cave by myself with four huge monsters, and I tried to talk to them and they almost, I don't know, they sounded insane. And then I dreamt that I was Heart.
Ellie just kind of is, if she is allowing, just sort of pulling her into like a embrace of sorts as she's talking.
I think she allows it, but she's stiffer than
Okay.
she's ever been with physical contact. Usually she kind of melts into it. This time she's stiff.
Okay,
She's a little overwhelmed.
I see. Okay, then Ellie would probably back off at least a little bit.
Yeah.
That is a disturbing series of images. And we've heard this story before, right, Nemo, from Dora,
Which
the
story?
the
The
thing
heart.
of heart.
No,
Yeah.
that was from Unfallen, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the
Okay,
story was
from
from
Unfallen.
Unfallen.
Okay, I knew it was at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think Dora knows.
yeah,
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
info dump on Dora.
Oops. I think you had a close, personal, scary experience with the mind of a mad creature shaped by heart. And I think your mind is trying to figure it out.
I
The
don't.
story.
It felt. It was not. It was. I was her. In the dream, I was. It was me. It was. Right, Nemo?
Yeah.
Like it felt like it was me.
Yeah.
Okay. It was me. It was me. It was me, Willow, and people just kept asking things, and I was empty and hungry. It was me. It wasn't, oh, here's a story I've heard. It was me.
Well, no one is going to ask you for endless things that you have to give.
I mean,
We
how
can
do you
feed
know
you if
that?
you're hungry.
How do you know that? I mean,
Because if they do, then I will hurt them till they stop.
I second that one.
I hate that that's reassuring.
Well,
I mean, how do we know? What was that? How do we know that that wasn't? What if it happens again? What if I dream that again?
If you dream it again, then we will scour the continent for someone who knows the meaning of dreams and can read it for you and can discover what it means, and then we can do something about it.
We wouldn't have to look hard. We would just have to go home.
Hmm.
Why did I leave home?
because you had a reason to.
But what reason was that? She's probably dead. No one's seen her. It's been 20 years.
There are a lot of things here, I think, that are, as we've said, I guess, uncertain. One of them being whether or not your mom is alive. But I think that, and this is just my gut, something is telling me that she's going to be a bigger part of this than we think. Whatever we've gotten ourselves mixed up in, whatever Nalim or Aman or my mother, she's connected to all of us, not just you. And I think when either the time is right or fate decides that it's ready to reveal her to us, then we'll find her.
There hasn't been any sign, Ellie. There hasn't been anything.
Maybe we aren't looking in the right places.
How do I
We don't know what the right
how do I
places
know
are.
if she is alive, if she is out there? How do I know what if she doesn't want to be found? What if when I find her she doesn't want me to have? She left and she didn't come back. And no one's heard anything. Back home, this doesn't happen. There aren't gods of the eaten, and there aren't hungry beasts and demons who look at you like they want to use you, and there aren't there isn't this back home. It's just the wood, and I know the wood, and everything is certain in the wood because it's the place I've always been, and it's always been safe, and everyone there wants me to be safe and will protect me because they wouldn't be allowed there if they weren't. And now everyone wants something, if it's a favor, or if it's something they want you to do for them, or if it's gold for some reason, or and they all have things. They all have things, they all have motivations. They didn't just run to a forgotten wood to be at peace. They all have things, and they all want things, and things happen. God, I just want Onfallen.
I know. Willow, I know that Journey and I aren't exactly. We haven't known you for that long, but we did go into the woods with you at one point. We did meet on Fallen, and we swore to them that we would keep you safe and that we would protect you at all costs. And
Willow,
we're going to do that.
keep.
Go ahead.
It's hard. I hate that it's hard for me. A long 2-minute pause and then a brief pause. I'm like, okay, and like, no. Sorry.
It's all
Okay.
good. We're gonna wrap up
hate that
soon.
part. Willow, you talked about how everyone back home was willing to protect you from everything else. I think your experience outside of the wood is not singular. I think you left the woods not just to find your mother, but to find out what happened to her, or find out about her. And you have only been searching for 2 months. Hope is incredibly enduring. And as long as you don't give up on it, it will not give up on you. And it is my conviction that someday, once our little wanderings across the surface of this planet have come to a close and we vanish into our own lives, you will have people that you want to protect again. And your experience outside of the wood will have taught you how to do that incredibly well. There comes a time in every individual's life where they have to come to terms with the fact that the entire world is not what we'd like it to be, that they want things of us that we can't deal with the entire world like we can our family. For some it comes sooner than others. But your realization is one that I have shared, and others have gone before you and know the path. And you are fortunate that the wood is a place that you can return to and that remains safe and a place of love. And you should always treasure that. And I'm trying to find a way of saying this that isn't incredibly harsh, but it will be hard to come to terms with this, but it is something that you must come to terms with. Because it is something that nearly everyone does. Because it is a part of growing up, no matter how arrogant that makes me sound, no matter how condescending. I wonder, if you returned to your woods, if you would feel quite as safe now, knowing the things you've learned since you left. Yes, there are still people to protect you. Yes, the complexities of mortal greed and power lust would not reach you there. But they would still exist. And of course, you in particular know that the danger to the wood is not completely able to drive away the forces that seek entry there. And I believe that coming out the other side of this with confidence in your own abilities will give you a greater sense of strength and safety than anything you have felt before.
Willow's just gonna reach out and take his hand, and take Ellie's hand, both of them, and just hold both of their hands, and just not say anything.
All right. And that's going to be it for tonight.
Whew.
Yeah. All right. Good night,
Wow.
Twitch. Shorter session this week.
Night.
We'll be back next week. Good night.